You can find part 1 in the same playlist. Let's go ahead and start with this one. It is asking us which of the following is equivalent to the expression above. So we're given an expression that says x squared plus 6x plus 4, and we're asked to find which one of these is equivalent to this one over here. Alright, so looking at this here, we can see that this is a quadratic equation written in the standard form, which has your a, which is the coefficient of the highest power square, which is your 1, your b, which is 6, and then you have your constant c, which is 4. But as you can see here, notice in the answer choices, it's written in a vertex form. Now, how do you go from standard form to vertex form? You need to complete the square to do this. How do you do that is, first of all, you're going to say that x squared plus 6x plus 4 is equal to 0. And then I want you to take the constant to the other side. So if we say x squared plus 6x is equal to negative 4. Now when we have a negative 4 on the other side, I want you to go ahead and look at the b, which is the 6x in here. Your b is the 6. The coefficient of x, it is 6. I want you to halve the 6, we're going to have 3. So 6 over 2 is equal to 3. And then I want you to square 3. So 3 squared is going to be 9. Now I want you to add 9 to each side of the equation. So we're going to have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equal to negative 4 plus 9 as well. Now if you're going to look at this in here, what you can do about this is you can go ahead and do modify 3 on your calculator. 1 equals 6 equals 9 equal, and you're going to be left with a negative 3. So x is going to equal to negative 3. When you take that inside the brackets, you're going to have x, and then you're going to take the opposite side of the 3. So it's going to be positive 3, and that's going to be all square. And the constant that you're left with is going to be the negative 4 plus 9, which is going to be 5. So if you're going to take the 5 back into here, it's going to be x plus 3 all squared minus 5. And this is your vertex form. That leaves us with answer choice B to be our correct answer. Moving on, we have the sum of negative 2x squared plus x plus 31 and, so that means plus, and plus is a very kind operation, 3x squared plus 7x minus 8 can be written in the form of this, where a, b, c are constants. What's the value of a, b, c? In order for us to know what is a, b, c, we need to write it in this form, and to write it in this form, we need to get the sum of these two. So let's work that out. We're going to sum, we're going to keep in mind that we only do this with the like terms. So we have the negative 2x squared and positive 3x squared, we have the x and 7x, and we have the positive 31 with the negative 8. So let's go ahead, and if we say negative 2 plus 3, we're gonna be left with x squared only. So we have 7 plus 1 here, we're gonna have an 8x, and 31 minus 8 is gonna be plus 23. So this is the standard form of the quadratic function. If you look at each coefficient of the x, here it's 1, here it's 8, here it's 23. This is my a, this is my b, this is my c. He wants me to add all of them, so we're gonna go ahead and say 1 plus 8 plus 23. And let's see what we get. 1 plus 8 plus 23 is going to be equal to 32, and that is going to be our answer. Moving forward, we have this one here. The expression above is equivalent to this, where a, b, c are constants. What's the value of b? I can see that our expression in here is made up of two whole brackets, and they are getting the product of them, means they're multiplying them to each other. So let's go ahead and do that as well. So if I say 1 over 2x plus 3 over 2 is whole multiplied by 3 over 2x plus half. So how to expand this bracket is you're going to multiply each one of those by each one of those. So we're going to go ahead and do this, then this. So we multiply these, then these together. Let's go ahead. So first of all, we're going to go with the half x, 1 over 2, multiplied by the 3 over 2. We're going to get 3 over 4, and x multiply x is x squared. Then we're going to have the half x multiply by the half. So if you multiply half by half, you're going to get 1 over 4. So we're going to have plus 1 over 4, and there's only one x, so plus 1 over 4x. Now let's go with this one. We're going to have, of course, I'm using my calculator on the side because, you know, when working with fractions, maybe it's a little bit faster when you do it on your calculator. So we're gonna have 3 over 2 multiplied by 3 over 2. We're gonna get 9 over 4, and there's only one x, so that's an x, plus our last and only constant, 3 over 2 plus half, and that is gonna leave me with a 2. Now here, I do want to make sure that I join the like terms only. So this one is here, these two are going to be joined together, and this one is going to stay the same. So when you have 1 over 4 plus 9 over 4, you're going to have the 5 over 2. So if you have 5 over 2x plus 2 in here, and then we have 3 over 4x squared. Now what does it want? The value of b. Now this is the standard quadratic function, and this is my a, this is my c, and yes, this is my b. So b is always the number which is the coefficient of the x. So my b is equal to 5 over 2. Moving forward, which of the following is equivalent to the sum of these? And sum, again, it's a very easy, smooth type of operation that you don't really have to worry about. Sorry for that. All right, and then we have a plus sum. So we have a plus 4x power 4 plus 7x power 3. So let's go ahead and pick our like terms. I can see these are like terms because they have the same power. I can see these are like terms because they have the same power, and you cannot add unlike powers. So 4 plus 3 is going to be 7. X power 4, these are out. This is also out, and I'm only left with d. However, also 7 plus 2 is going to give me a 9. So I have 9x power 3 truly matches my answer choice D. Moving forward, if the given expression is rewritten from this, where k is a constant, what is the value of k? So as you can see in here, we have this is the standard form, and this is the x-intercept form. All right, so this is the standard form, and this is the x-intercept form, and he's asking me to tell him what is the value of k. I need my x-intercepts for that. So what can I do? I have one method here, which is the quickest method that I was directly think of, which is mood 5-3 on my calculator. I'm gonna press the word mood, which is next to the on button, then 5, and then 3. I'm gonna say 2 equals 5 equals, which is a equal, b equal, c equal, which is -12 equal. Then we're gonna go with another equal. My first one is gonna be 3 over 2. So my first x is 3 over 2. My second x is -4. So how can I write this as an x-intercept form? These are my x-intercepts. Now these are my x-intercepts. How can I write this as an x-intercept form? We're gonna have the x here, and then something, some operation, and x here, and some operation, and the number. This -4 is gonna be rewritten in the opposite sign when it goes to the bracket. So that's gonna leave us with 4. Okay, and then here the 3, 2. What is gonna happen here is this is as if it is 3 over 2, but then mathematicians don't like it to look this way, so they're just gonna take this to here. They're gonna say it is 2x minus 3, and then x plus 4. So the question is asking me, what is this k? What can I notice in here? Look at this, look at this. What is this k? 4. Yes, my k is 4 actually. Now what if I want to do some decimals when it comes to this one? And actually here, if I notice directly that this is the standard form and this is the x-intercept form, decimals is where I can really also save some time. I'm gonna type the same exact one, 2x squared plus 5x minus 12, and now I want to see my x-intercepts because it wants me to get the x-intercepts form. X-intercept means where the function, which is my red one in here, is crossing the x-axis, which is the line, horizontal line that you can see. I have one x-intercept in here, which is the 1.5, aka the 3 over 2 when it's a function, when it's a fraction, and then I have the -4. Now this 1.5 or 3 over 2 and the -4, when they're written in the x-intercept form, the sign flips. Okay, that's why if you look in here, you're gonna have an 2x minus 3 even though the 1.5 was on the positive x-axis, and you're gonna have x plus 4 even though the -4 was on the negative x-axis. All right, let's go ahead. So these are one of the fastest, like two of the fastest methods that you can do this. Let's go ahead for this one though. Which expression represents the product, means the multiplication when you multiply these two together? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to retype everything in here, and I would like you to also pause and try to do it by yourself. When you multiply, we add the powers, and when we divide, we subtract the powers. Adding and subtracting, though, cannot be done without similar powers. Let's go ahead and start with multiplying each one of these by each one of the ones in here. All right, so let's go ahead. We have the x negative 6, x power negative 6, y power 3, z power 5, and here we have x power 4, z power 5. So let's go ahead and do this. So the x power negative 6 and the x power 4, I'm going to add the power, so it's going to be like 4 minus 6, and that's going to leave me with a 2. So you have an x power negative 2, because negative here is more. And then we're going to have the y power 3 as it is, and then we're going to have the z power 5, z power 5. If they're multiplied, I'm going to add the 5 and a 5, so I'm going to get a z power 10 in here. This is the first one. Now let's go ahead and do it with the second one in here. So I can see we have a positive, so plus, and then we have no x's there, so it's going to be x power negative 6 as it is. Y power 3, y power 8, I'm going to add 8 and 3, I'm going to get an 11, so it's going to be y power 11. And then we're going to have the z power 5, z power negative 7, so it's going to be 5 minus 7, and that's going to leave me with a negative 2, so z power negative 2. I can see that this matches my answer choice D directly. All right, so that's just very casual expanding the bracket type of thing. Let's go ahead with this one though, which is equivalent to this. You can see that here there some sort of multiplication going on, so there's going to be 1 minus p, and then you're going to multiply this by the whole bunch of p's in here. P power 3, p power 4, p power 5, and p power 6. Let's go ahead and first of all we're going to do the 1 with all of these, literally, you know, which is going to give you the exact same bracket, because 1 multiplies anything is the same exact thing, and then we're just going to do the p's then. So I'm just going to go ahead and retype the same bracket. 1 like p is p, p power 2, p power 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to go ahead and do the p's. So let's go ahead and do the p's. Negative p and 1, we're going to have a negative p, and we're going to have a negative p squared, negative p3, negative p4, negative p5, negative p6, and then we're going to have a negative p7 as well. Now we're going to eliminate each one with the other. So here I'm going to keep the 1 because I cannot see any 1s or any constants in here, so I cannot add the 1 with any of the variables. Doesn't make sense. So 1, it is also fixed in all my choices. So the p is going to go with the negative p squared with this, p4 with p4, p5 with p5, p6 with p6, and I'm only left with negative p power 7, and that leaves me with b. Now you can directly do this as a mental mathing and not waste your time in this, because the only one that is going to be the one which is not going to be cancelled with anything, which is the extra one, which is p power 7, negative p power 7. Moving forward, we have, which is following is equivalent to the given expression, this one. I can see that 2x plus 3 minus x minus 7. So let's go ahead and first of all we need to expand the bracket and give each one of these a negative, because negative is kind of an evil operation. So 2x plus 3 and then negative x, and negative is going to be positive 7. Now I'm going to join my like terms, so we have this and this, and we have two constants. So 2x minus x is going to leave me with 1x, and I'm going to cross these out. And then I have the 3 and 7 going to leave me with a 10, so I have C, which is the right answer choice for me. Moving forward, we have this question which asks which of the following is equivalent to the expression above. We go ahead, and then first of all we need to expand and give the negative out. Don't forget that, because some people would just say, oh, half x plus 3 minus 2 over 3x minus 5. No, the x is given and multiplied by each of the ones inside the bracket. First one is going to go down as it is, and then we have a negative 2 over 3x, and then we have negative and negative, positive 5. Let's go ahead and join the like terms. I have these, and I have 5 and 3. So 5 plus 3 is going to be an 8, and I can directly choose A, because I can see that all the other ones, the constant is not an 8, you know. But just to make sure, you can still add 1 over 2 plus, minus 2 over 3. With that, you're going to end up with a negative 1 over 6 plus 8. But if I was in your place, I would directly go with A and maybe check later on. Moving forward, we have again the same type of question. So this is going to be the same. I want you to pause and think of the answer and come back and check your answer with me. So again, we're going to go ahead and multiply the negative with each one of those and keep the first one as it is. So you're going to have negative 6x power 3 minus 2x power 2. Negative is going to be positive x, and the first bracket is going to go down as it is. All right, now we're going to see the like terms. I can see those are the like terms. Give me 2x power 3, and I'm going to take out a and d because they don't give me the 2x, they give me 10x power 3. And then we have the negative 5 and negative 2. So negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7x squared, and I can already choose b from here, 3, and then we're going to have plus x plus 3 because they cannot be joined together. So my answer choice is B. Think forward, we have this question here where it says the fourth root of x squared plus 8x plus 16. So what we can do here is that we can rewrite this as x squared plus 8x plus 16 all to the power of 1 over 4. This can be rewritten as this, okay? Keep that in mind. And then after doing this, I want you to go ahead and factor these. You can go with the easy where you click mod 53 on your calculator. You're gonna have to go with 1 equal, 8 equals, 16 equals, then another equal. We're gonna have that the x is equal to negative 4. When you get x equals negative 4 and we want to rewrite that into a bracket, we're going to take the opposite side of the x-intercept that we have. So we're going to say x plus 4 all squared because it's a quadratic. And then all of this, you don't want to forget our power out there, 1 over 4. Now the rule of the power of power is that you multiply both of these powers together. And if you multiply 2 by quarter, you're going to get x plus 4 to the power of half, leaving me with choice D as my answer. Moving forward, we're asked which of the following is equivalent to this. Let's go ahead and do some expanding work. So 8 minus x minus 11y, 2x minus 3y. And let's do the expanding in here. So we're going to have negative 12y, negative 2x plus 3y. So let's go ahead and do this. So if we're going to have negative 12 multiplied by negative 2, we're going to have a positive 24yx or xy. And then we're going to have here negative positive is going to be negative. And then we have 12 times 3. So we're going to have negative 36y, another y squared. And then we don't want to forget about these. Let's go ahead and do some expanding in here as well. X and 2x is going to leave me with 2x squared. X and negative 3y, we're going to have negative 3yx. Then we're going to have negative 22yx plus 33y squared. And then we have the positive 24 and so on. Let's go ahead and join the like terms. So do we see any x squares? No. So that's going to leave me with the 2x squared in here. Choice A is wrong. Let's go ahead and see if we have any y-axes in here. So we have, yes, we have the negative 3y-axis. We have the negative 22y-axis. We also have the positive 24y-axis. Let's go ahead and do the negative 3 minus 22 plus 24. It's going to leave me with, do you have anything else to add? No, we're going to have a 1, so a negative 1 out of this. So we're going to have 2x squared minus 1xy. We can just remove the 1 here, and I can directly choose B, because here we have 24, we have negative 49. That's like wrong adding of them. But just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and add the left ones that we have. We have the negative 36y squared, and we have 33y squared. So negative 36 plus 33 is going to leave me with negative 3y squared, which is exactly choice B. Moving on with our last question in here, we're asked which one is equivalent to this one. Let's go ahead and try out A. So x times 7x power 10, we're going to have 7x power 11. Then we're going to have negative 7x power 10. And I'm not going to even move forward because that doesn't look like we're getting anywhere nearby to the given expression. So A is out. Let's go ahead and try B though. So if I do multiply the x by 8 power 10, some of you would say this is 8x power 10. Well, hold on. No, because this, I wanted to think of this as a constant. X power 10 is on your calculator 1073741824. So if you actually want to multiply these together, you first need to go ahead and perform this. So let's go ahead and perform this. 8 multiplied 10. 8 power 10 minus 8 power 9 plus 88. That's going to leave me with some very enormous big number, which is 939524184 multiplied by x. So it's going to be x, and then this whole thing in here. This doesn't look like this one for me. So that's a very wrong way of thinking when approaching to this question. Because if you would remember, the bid mass type of thing, and B stands for brackets, means you need to do what's in the bracket first. Here you cannot just expand, because if you're expanding, it doesn't even add up. Let's go ahead and do C. So with C, we're gonna have 8x power 11. I don't see that anywhere in here. Okay, so that's not gonna be the right answer. Let's go ahead with D, 8x power 10 minus 8x power 9 plus 88x. Yes, that does add up to choice number D. Thank you so much for being with me and sticking with me through this series. We are done with the equivalent expression medium difficulty, and starting from next video onwards, we're gonna start with the hard difficulties. So be prepared for the hard difficulty and go through this PDF with its answer in the description box. If you like this and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me in the chat box. Subscribe and like if you want to support me to do even more and more videos and be done with this 1,000 questions so that we can start solving other requested papers. Thank you, have a good day, and